What's up, everybody? Live from the grotto. It's Wednesday night. This is an epic show tonight. This is our first guest on Wednesday Night Live. We're so excited to have Scott and John here from Dreamscape Publishing and Jazz Comics as our first guest here tonight. We've got tons of stuff to talk about for the next hour. But before we go any further, we got to hit a disclaimer so the guy whose name is on this YouTube channel doesn't get sued. Hit it, Chin.
The following program is rated TV MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
That's right. And it's going to get a little spicy later on as we go through some of these amazing books that Dreamscape Publishing has to offer. So, as always, I'm your host, Otto, coming to you live and direct, and very excited to have you all here today. And running this show, managing it, making sure that I do what I'm supposed to do, we have the executive producer, the man Chinmo himself. Chin, say what's up to everybody.
What's going on, everybody? I just hit buttons because he doesn't listen, so I just hit buttons. So it works out great.
And he'll lock me out if I have to, or keep me in close time. That's right. It's like the metronome. Chim is like the metronome to 3MIB. So that's it. And also, I'm very, very happy and excited to bring Scott and John on from Dreamscape Publishing. This is kind of like episode 2 from when the last time that, Scott was on, and we're very excited to have them on as guests. Scott, John, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day and joining us here in the grotto tonight. It's very exciting to have you guys here.
Definitely. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And I'll tell you guys, this is how the show is going to go. We're going to talk real quickly about a few things that are going on. There's 2 things we want to talk about, one that Chin's involved with this weekend and one that I'm involved with. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the 2 years later where Marcus is, where Dreamscape Publishing is, some of their new titles that they've shown, some really cool things. And then we're going to just answer some questions for you guys. And we're going to give you an hour of good comic book content. But before you do anything, please help us out a little bit. Help out that AI algorithm and like this video. We certainly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so when you know what we have videos. Again, this is episode 5, Chin, right? This is episode 5?
Sure.
Okay, 5 or 6. But this is our first guest, and that's what we're trying to do. Subscribe now to the channel. And shame on you guys for just watching. Please sub up, because I was looking at the thing, and 30% of our viewers aren't subbed up. It takes 1 click, and it helps us out a little bit. And please leave a comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Have you read Marcus? Have you been following along? And please let us know, because we're really excited to bring you this really good content right here. And that being said, I'm going to let you know, or maybe Uncle Frank will let you know about something that he thinks is important. So what does Uncle Frank have to say about this, Chin?
This right here. Oh, yes, you want me to play the video? Is that
no, why not? Why not?
Glad everything's queued up here.
Yeah.
Let me find this new video right here for Uncle Frank, which he needs to re-record, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well.
This is Uncle Frank. This is important.
It sounds like a CDC warning, like, hey, stay in your house, be careful. It's dangerous out there.
It's dangerous out there. So this just came across my feed the other day, and I just want you guys to know that Brickhouse Comics, James Marcy, a good friend of the channel and somebody that we frequent off with, he is having a warehouse sale this weekend. What that is that's different than a typical Brickhouse sale. He's opening up the other part of the garage with the storage and with his storage part, stuff that he doesn't sell every 2 weeks, and he is looking to sell all of it. And I think it's 50% off toys. Please go to Brickhouse Comics 2 on Instagram and see all the great deals. This is something I don't want to miss because I am going to miss out hanging with the fellas this weekend, but I am going to have some comic book content on Saturday for you, and maybe I'll be hunting some toys, maybe I'll buy some keys. But remember, though, if you're in the Connecticut area, please check out Brickhouse Comics for their warehouse sale. And he only does this sale once a year. And if you know James, he's got stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff, right? So that's what I have to say. I thought that was important. Chin, how about you? What do you got going on this weekend?
Nothing.
Oh,
no.
forget it.
No. I'll be down in Providence this weekend on Friday and Sunday. I can't make it Saturday, but I'll be at Rhode Island Comic Con. Is it a great Comic Con? I'll be honest with you. No. It's a good convention, though, to hang out with buddies. They pull in a lot of cool celebrities. It's actually sneaky good for artists, which is why I like it. So that's always like an awesome little plus to it. But I'll be down there myself, Planet Mayhem, Biohazard, Broke Boy Comics. I'm told possibly Nemesis Prime maybe making an appearance. And I'm
I heard he's making a trek.
Pretty sure if you're there on Sunday, you may.
Is he allowed at that show?
He's, I guess he is. I guess he isn't there, but he said he may be coming down or coming up for it. And there's a chance, I believe, on Sunday, if you are lucky, you might catch a glimpse of the one and only Amazing Murphinator.
Oh, who knows? You never know where that guy's going to show up. You never know who's going to show up. All right, you guys. So we do have a few people in the chat. We'll give you guys a shout out before we get into Dreamscape Publishing and where Marcus is and where we are with everything else. So who do we got? We got a few people hanging out with us.
I love it. He's always the first in here, and I always appreciate it, John. You're the best, dude. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're always in here.
All right.
And that I feel bad that you always have to talk back and forth with this guy, though. So sorry about that.
Come on.
And then right here, Second Alarm Comics. Jim, what's going on, man?
Jim, good to see you, my friend.
How you doing? And
All
my
right.
thing keeps moving back and forth, so I think there is other people in here, but I can't quite tell because I'm seeing a lot of John right now. But guys, keep talking. We're gonna get more people in here, more people talking, because the guys below us right here have some awesome stuff that we're going to be talking about over the course of the next 45 minutes or so.
Absolutely. So this episode is really a continuation from 2 years ago when Roger and Chinmo were on with Doug Bratton and Scott, and they were talking about Marcus, which we do have right here. And so before we highlight the guys, this is Marcus right here. This was one of the covers, which I'll have Scott talk about in a minute. And I just love this cover. And the way it was designed, as I listened to it in the last episode from 2 years ago, it was really wild. So what we'll do, guys, is Roger will highlight you. Well, Roger will let you know you're being highlighted.
Is that me or you?
I got it right there.
Highlight this guy, man.
Well, we're going to highlight these guys. There you go. All right, fellas. So happy that you're here. So excited for everything. We talked at Terrificon. We had an absolute blast. How was I'm going to go off task for 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. How was Terrificon for Dreamscape? How'd it go?
It was Terrificon was awesome. I mean, it definitely lived up to all the hype that everybody had given us. Definitely one of the best shows, and just being like everything being at the casino, it was cool. Hanging out with everybody in the evenings and stuff like that. It was a blast. But for us, we did a soft release of one of our other titles. And I'll tell you what, it was very good for us. I mean, we got the word out, sold a lot of books, so got a lot of people interested in the series. With Lady Savage, God is Hungry, and Marcus. So it was fun.
Awesome. That's good to hear. So that being said, when you see Marcus right here, 2 years ago. Where can I find it right here? Let's throw up that cover one more time. When we were talking about this, we were up to issue 2, maybe 3, with the expectation that there was going to be 6 in the storyline, right? Was that kind of the plan 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, it changed a little bit because now the story is going to run for 8. The total arc is going to be eight issues. Okay.
Cool.
We're at issue 3 now. That was the cover that you just showed was for issue 3.
Yep.
So it was, at the time, I think we were at issue 1 and we were, I think I was still with Swolger Publishing.
Yes.
And then Swolger Publishing went, Reggie had stopped doing publishing. So I didn't kind of know what was going to happen. So there was, several months, and then John, who was my LCS owner, said, that's far too cool of a story not to
Good
get out.
for you, John. Good for you.
That's a good LCS owner right there.
Yeah. So he said, why don't we start our own publishing company? So sure. So then we re-released issue 1. We did issue 2. And then, now we have issue 3 that's out, and we're working on issue 4. So the story, up to this point now, it's, you're getting to understand the characters a little bit more. You're learning more about Marcus. Issue 4 is going to be based. We're going to be telling the story of the Centurions. So Marcus and Cassius, which are the 2 immortal Centurions. We're going to be basing most of issue 4 in ancient Rome. The twist that we have for that is, and the reason that we had to push production back a little bit.
Yes, this was good. You shared this with me at Terrificon, and when I was listening, I was like, "Oh my god, this level of detail, Scott, is phenomenal, you guys, phenomenal." So I want to say that.
Yeah. So I had reached out to a group in Italy that they train as a Roman legion, and they, do the full reenactments and everything. So
cool.
I had reached out to them and said, "Hey, I wrote this comic. I'd like to utilize. I'm using QR codes to show some interactive content. I'd like to use some of your content in the book." So the guy and I got into it a little bit and went back and forth, and then he kind of went silent. So I thought that maybe it fell through. He reached out again, and the leader of their group reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we're really interested." So I sent them the script. We've been going back and forth. They've done all of their reenactments for the year. So they're processing all their videos and stuff like that. So some of the stuff that they've sent me has been really cool. Right now, we're just trying to figure out how we're going to store it so that we can QR code it into the book. So that's, basically issue 4 is going to have a bunch of QR codes with Roman reenactors doing historically accurate, some fight scenes and things like that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think that's going to be, pretty awesome to have something like that. That's going to be historically accurate and in that respect. So,
hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's really wild.
That's such a cool detail to put into it. And just I'm gonna backtrack just a smidge here, in case they have not heard of Marcus or know what it's about. Can you give me the quick elevator 30-second pitch of the? I know it, and I think it's an amazing story because I love the time travel kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but can you give us the quick elevator pitch?
Yep. So the story is based on around a reporter named Carmen Gentile. He is embedded with troops in Afghanistan. He's looking into a mysterious power figure, and he survives an assassination attempt. At that point, he finds himself in between 2 immortal Roman centurions. Now, the cool thing is that the reporter is actually based off of a real person, a friend of mine. His name is Carmen Gentile. He was embedded with troops in Afghanistan, and he was shot in the face with an RPG rocket. Right. When he was embedded with troops. So in the book, he gave me the access to some of his battlefield footage that he shot when he was in Afghanistan. So in issue 1 of Marcus, there's a flashback to a firefight, which when you scan the QR code that's in the helmet of one of the soldiers, it takes you to that video. So it's actual battlefield footage of, them having to run across a field, getting fired at by the Taliban, run across a bridge, and so that is actual battlefield footage. The second footage, go ahead,
Scott. Doesn't the camera save his life?
In the footage that he actually gets hit with the rocket, maybe, I guess,
who knows? Or what? It was a divine intervention. It saved his life.
It definitely was divine intervention. The rocket. You hear the whoosh of the rocket. He's doing an interview on the side of the road. You hear the whoosh of the rocket. You hear the impact, and the camera falls. But you think that they thought the camera was broken, but it continues to film. So you hear everything that's happening in the background, and the fact that he's calm and talking, meanwhile his orbital bones have been just obliterated. His jaw is broken. His nose is broken. I mean, half his face is literally caved in from a rocket. The rocket bounced off of his face, hit a soldier's arm, broke the soldier's arm, and then never detonated. So
good. That's divine intervention.
That's a miracle in of itself.
Right, John? John's agreeing with me on this, right?
That's literally out of a movie. It's out of a comic book, right? It couldn't fit anymore.
The fact that you can read, and I've had people reach out to me after they've read issue 1 and they've said, this guy had written me and he said, my wife and I have read this issue 13 times because I just can't get over the interactivity. He goes, when you can hear it and see it, and then I'm reading it, and the way you capture everything in the book, he goes, it's absolutely amazing. So, my deepest thanks is to my friend Carmen for allowing me to use part of his story, for that. And, again, it's just, we wanted to try to do something. I wanted to try to do something different. And, we're getting a lot of support about the book. The series is going well. We're constantly, we've got a lot of pull on it. We recently signed up with Filbo Distribution and ICV2 so that comic shops can order the books, or they can go. We're building our wholesale side of our website so that shops can get it. But we're getting a lot of interest in the series, so that's great.
And that you mentioned, I am going to put in, if there happens to be a retailer out there or a shop or something, I'm going to go just put the link in the chat for you if you want to order some wholesale. So it's in the chat there for you. So go ahead, just click the link. Yeah. Just click on it.
I was at my LCS today, Heroes and Hitters, talking to Wayne and Eileen about this story, and they've actually heard of the book, which was great. And hopefully they'll check out the link, and maybe you'll end up in Rocky Hill, Connecticut too. So that would be really cool. And we are going to, guys, as the show goes on, we are going to talk about the Dreamscape website and show some of those things. But this is really wild. So
John, I was thinking like the same thing in my head. I'm like, that's literally like what you see in like the movie almost,
It's crazy. And you watch that video and it's just amazing that camera's still running, and he's so calm, he's just chill, and you're just like, all he was worried about was,
get my gear,
get my
camera,
and then they throw the camera on him, and you see that like they hoist him right up in the helicopter. It's crazy. Yeah.
I know adrenaline's one thing and everything else, but I mean, I get like a bad paper cut, I'm down. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, right.
Well, one of the cool things that we're going to be doing, like I said, we're working on issue 4. Once I have everything, from the Legion, the Roman Legion, and we QR code it in, we're going to have issues 4 and 5 are pretty much going to come sort of, real close, because we're going to put both of those out, because the next really big thing that we're going to do, and we'll let you guys know, is issue 6. So issue 6 will be telling the story from the protagonist side, from Cassius's side, and it's going to be set in World War II. The cover, a friend of mine did a cover that he wanted to use for issue 3, but I said, no, we're going to switch it up. And the cover is just an arm that's holding 2 dog tags.
Okay.
And the cool thing is that we print our own books.
Yeah.
So we have a production machine. We're printing all of our own books. So one of the things that we're going to be able to do is on the cover of issue 6, you will be able to order a 1 of 1. So if you want to honor somebody in your family that was in the military, we will be able to put their information on the dog tags. So
I got to do this for my father or my father-in-law.
A friend of mine that is active duty, he was like, dude, I want my information, I want my father's, and I want my grandfather's. And as soon as it comes off the press, I want you to send it to get graded. And I don't care what the grade is. Yes. I just want those because I'm going to give those as a gift to my dad and my grandfather.
That's so cool.
This is massive, you guys. That is so, coming from a military family, like, my father-in-law was a Marine. My father served in the Army. My brother-in-law was a Marine. My son's probably going to enlist. That is just amazing. And thank you for sharing that on our show tonight.
Yeah, that's very much. Not only is that just an awesome idea for a book, but just everything behind it. That's so cool, man. That's such an awesome thing to do. That's so cool.
So, I mean, that is definitely going to be one of those things when we put it out on Kickstarter. We're going to say, hey, if you want your information, we will do a 1 of 1 cover just for you with your information on it. So,
Damn, that's so cool.
That is really, really cool. So, John, besides running a comic shop, you're running the publishing company too, right? Like, this is like, I mean, you've got like,
he doesn't like sleep.
No, that's it, man. You know, it's like Mr. Multiple Man or Jimmy Madrix, you know, from the X-Men, you know?
No, I do a lot, that's for sure. And it all started with the comic shop, right? So Jaff Comics was a little 800 square foot store in this same building upstairs. And it just, basically, we weren't even selling comics. It was toys only. It was just action figures. And we were selling toys and figures, and that was what it was. A guy called me. I'll never forget it. He said, I called DC Comics, and they told me I can buy comics from you. And that's how it all started. So he wanted, it was New 52 time frame. He wanted every issue that was coming out and every cover. Yeah. So he was customer number one. I think now customers drop off, but I think the store is at like 1580 right now. As far as customer numbers go, we just keep going up. The store is 8,000 square feet at this point. We have a very large store and a lot of stuff. So the name Dreamscape comes from in 2015. There was a store in town in Bethlehem that the owner had passed, and I was friendly with his wife. Yeah, and she had said, "Hey, I want to sell you all the inventory to the store from the store." So we went in and we bought all the inventory. And that's what really helped us go from 800 square foot to, I think at that point we were 3,000 square feet. It was tons of books. I mean, it was insane, the amount of books.
Imagine, yeah.
It was crazy. So when Scott and I were talking about putting this whole thing together, literally the first thing that came to mind was Dreamscape, because it was called Dreamscape Comics in Bethlehem, PA. If you're in the area, you mentioned the word Dreamscape, and Nick was an icon in this area for 20 plus years. So the Dreamscape publishing is kind of an homage to Nick and his wife. So that's where
thank you very much for paying that forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from. Though their logo looked very similar, except they had a castle on the globe. And so we figured we'd make it explode and be something fun and different. But the font and everything is the same. So, so we paid homage to Dreamscape. And then since then, it's just been learning how to do publishing. Obviously, I know how to buy books to sell them in our store. And I understand that whole part of it. But the publishing is definitely different.
Okay.
I
was going to ask, was it like, so you're already in the game, you're just learning another like subset of it, or
it's a different part of the business. And the more I work with and talk to creators, the more I realize how much knowledge we do have from owning the store, right? Yep. Like a lot of the creators we talk to, they don't realize how important a barcode on the back of a comic is. Like, they're just like, yeah, whatever, you don't really need it. As a comic shop, without a barcode, I can't, my guy at the counter can't check it out correctly and take it out of inventory, So there's little things like that that I realized we have the knowledge and experience that's really helping us move forward quicker than we probably would otherwise.
And John's good with the production or the business side of it and understanding that. I came from the commercial print industry, so I've got 20 years in the commercial print industry, so I'm more on the production side. So I'm the one that handles the pre-flighting of the files, putting them together, paginating everything, and then sending them to the production machine. So,
which he told me that, it's a thing, but we can get our own equipment. And I'm like, there's no way. So he convinced me to purchase a used piece of equipment to see.
Okay,
and I was like, all right, I'll go used and we'll try it. Like, I don't believe you, whatever. We tried it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, we can print our own comics. We can do this. So
it's like a childhood dream. It's like, my God, like you're writing comics, you're owning a comic shop. Like, my God, it's Mecca.
Yeah, that really is like the dream.
Yeah. And basically, was it 2 months ago, we purchased a brand new equipment. We bought all brand new equipment.
Big production machine.
Yeah. So now we went from a used machine to basically determine that this is possible. I didn't believe him, but that it is possible to do. So we went and stepped it up, and now we have the ability to print whatever. So we're actually printing
man.
Yeah, it's crazy, and we're printing for some creators right now. We've done Doug Branton was one of them.
Yes,
Isolation,
smartest man in comics. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So we printed Isolation for him, so which is awesome,
which is amazing, and thank you for keeping that dream alive as well. I don't, it's not my story to tell, and I don't know if that's it, but obviously, when Reggie decided to get out of the publishing business, you guys had these two amazing products that many people believed in, and thank you very much for keeping those two dreams alive. And because here we are 2 years later, and to be honest with you, your journey is just amazing. It's you didn't. It would be a great story to tell. It'd be like Comic Book Man. You guys be like, you can tell the story. But I mean, you guys are sitting on like a movie right here. Like, keep the dream alive.
Well, it was at first I was like, okay, I got my first issue out, and that was a dream since I was a little kid to have my own comic book. But then when I was like, well, I can't get the rest of the story out, and it was like, well, I don't want it to die. But then having a partner like John, it really, like you said, we're living the dream right now. So it was fantastic. It's fortuitous that we have a friendship like that we were able to, say, hey, can we do this? Is it possible? And then kind of prove, yeah, we can. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now we're reaching out, and when we were at Baltimore Comic-Con, we met a bunch of different creators that, want us to help with their production and distribution and everything else. So, we're just hoping this snowball picks up speed and keeps moving.
Okay. It's funny that you guys are living the dream, and poor Chinmo is living a nightmare working with me. So I'm glad
he's not wrong on that one.
We're on both sides of this here,
I love that your whole. I mean, I knew you were selling toys and stuff before, John, but I love that the whole thing kind of happened with like a happy accident. Like, oh yeah, I called. They said you sold comics, and now you're making comics, which is such a cool like snowball effect, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it was completely unexpected. It was supposed to be a hobby business, like just a couple extra bucks on the side. I loved going to yard sales and buying all the old Transformers and GI Joes, and like that's what it was supposed to be. And then we were originally only online, and people were knocking on my door in the building like, hey, is this a retail store? I'm like, no, we're selling online only. And so just the whole, I guess when it comes to business, you got to just go with the direction that it's going. Like, don't try to oversteer. Just kind of go with the flow. And that's what we've been doing.
Steer the skid, steering to the curve.
Yeah. And so that's what we've been doing. And it's working so far. The store's doing well. My Wednesdays are packed. I mean, I've got probably 40 people in the game room next to us playing Riftbound and Magic. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I do very quickly want to go back to this comment. Symbiote Prime, if you think I haven't thought about an East Coast crawl all the way down with them being one of the stops, you're out of your mind. I just lack the time and money to get that together, but I would love to do an East Coast crawl all the way down. So
I can tell you, if you head to the Lehigh Valley area, there are 6 shops in this area alone. So you could come down, stay at the casino one night.
Oh, look at this, man. Like, come on. This is like,
so you come down there.
Here we go, Otto.
That's right.
Tell me a buffet, I'm there.
Hey, yeah, we have Lehigh Valley Comic-Con coming up in December. So December 6th, it's a very small con. This one is the small one. But, if you want a little taste, there you go.
All right. Okay.
I got to tell you, I'm just thinking in my head now. I'm like, make it a long weekend. Friday, you start up here. Saturday, you're like New York, New Jersey. Sunday, you're Pennsylvania, maybe Baltimore, Maryland, that area. Like, we can make it work, guys. Long weekend.
There you go.
All right.
It's going to save up some pennies,
That's right. That's right. Oh, my gosh. So that's awesome. And thank you very much for that history. And you guys, when you watch this on the rewind, think about that one of one, because I'm claiming 2 right now. So when that's ready to go.
And you guys get to hang out with Wookiee Fodder, man.
Oh, my God. The best. It's Simo's favorite
I want to meet you one day, just because you're an amazing guy. I love having you in the chat. And it's great. And it's my favorite screen name. It's my favorite screen name. Wookiee Fodder 88. I just love it.
That's awesome.
That's great. Well, we do want to talk about some other titles that you guys have in the works that are on the Dreamscape publishing website. You guys tell us where you wanted to go. Do you guys want to go with do you want to go with Lady Savage, or
let's go with Lady Savage, because Lady Savage is officially our second title. So and that's already released. The Kickstarter finished with that. The actual release date is Wednesday, November 12th for that one. So that's the official release date. So for that one, it was written by Gary Petrus. He wrote some children's books and some other novels. He wrote this one sort of as an homage, or as a dedication to his brother, his late brother. So they were very big William William Rice Burroughs. I keep saying William S. Burroughs. Right. That's a whole different kind of writing there. But William Rice Burroughs. So sort of the Tarzan. It's a female Tarzan themed jungle action adventure book. The pencils were done by Hunter Moles. Lettering and inks were done by who I want to say is our anchor at Dreamscape Publishing, Beth Sharland. She does the lettering and inks for Marcus. She does the lettering and inks for God is Hungry. And she's basically been steering on our latest title, Tales of the Wretched. So definitely want to give a huge shout out to Beth Sharland.
Was Beth on the show with you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Before, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh my God. She put on a masterclass about how important lettering is, and word bubbles and panels. And I got to tell you, Beth, if you're watching this on a rewind, you should be a teacher, because I was listening to you, and the way you explained it and some of the vernacular that you used was simply amazing. And when I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so insightful, because I'm a fanboy, you guys. Everybody knows I'm the biggest fanboy there. I have no talent whatsoever. No talent. I can't draw, whatever. I can barely walk and chew gum. I can lift things, but I can barely walk and chew gum. And I'm a fanboy, and that's all I want to be, is talk about comics. But how she was explaining how important the word bubbles are, and how the artists have to leave enough space, and the two rules that you can't word bubble over hands or like something else, was really, really interesting. So that's my 120-second thanks to Beth, because she did a great job on that. So thank you very much for sharing that as well.
I mean, she really does breathe life into the books. Like I said, with Marcus issue 1, some of the things that she did with the lettering in that book really made you had visual differences with, from the video to, the way she did it when, he's coming out of being unconscious, the way she did the word bubbles and the way she did the lettering was phenomenal. Like she really does breathe life into the books. So
all right, yeah, I'm just going to try to pull up the image right
Actually, very, very quickly, guys, before Otto shows all these, because I know what he's going to do, I'm just going to play this really quick.
The following program is rated TV MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Just want to reiterate that for our audience.
There may be a spicy cover hidden in here. So
yeah, right. All right, and you better hit that like button for this.
One other thing I wanted to bring was a colorist on Lady Savage was Dakota Uren. So really that creative team did a fantastic job with this book, and we're certainly looking for issue 2. They're going to be working on that very soon. We had some covers done by the first cover. Issue 1 was done by Oliver Dowling, who does the pencils, does the artwork for Marcus. The second cover was done by Mariano Chapo. So this
one right here.
Yeah, that's Mariano. Yeah,
that's Mariano's cover, which was fantastic. He did a fantastic job. And then the third cover artist that we did on this one was Ben Pishney.
Oh, all right. Okay, right here.
Yeah.
Yes, by far my favorite.
Yeah,
by far. Yeah.
Ben did an amazing job on this one, and this was kind of a last.
I mean, they're all great, but
yeah, he did a wonderful job. He's and also with a lot of these artists that we've worked with so far, a lot of them have come from the Kubert School.
Yeah,
yeah. You know what? I was going to ask that question. Swear to God.
My
brother Brett was a QB. He went to Kubert, who does Power Kid Comics. Absolutely. So I was going to ask about that.
I'm pretty sure everyone in our portfolio at this point is Kubert, with the exception of like 2 cover artists. But Elizabeth just keeps referring more and more people, and and then I've reached out, and we have a contact over there now. When we need someone for something different, we can reach out to them, and they'll send us new artists. So so Ben is at the Kubert School right now. He did this cover. He also just he did this one here behind us. This is the God is Hungry one. So
yes, we have that one. We'll show that one.
Yeah,
we'll show that one. All right. So with the assortment of covers, and I'm not going to do this fast enough, right? We have a spicy cover variant, right?
Right.
And then as we go through this
night, I like that. The nighttime, I like that.
Yes.
Did
I
it in
didn't
the
even
evening?
know that as I was flicking through this. I think I was back and forth between the spicy ones, but that is all right. So then we got a spicy version of that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't be spicy at night one, can you be?
I know, really. My God. There we go. And then we have the black and white and this. I mean, this is wow. This is some original art stuff, though, guys. They have the original art for this. This is pretty good. This is good stuff. All right. We have Lady Savage again. Now, this artist right here, he's still at Kubert's.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, he's still there. Yep.
Okay. Oh, and this one right here.
We got a version.
Yeah, I like that too. That came out really good.
Yeah. He did a phenomenal job. He did such a good job.
Yeah. And then we'll go through them all. So all different versions of that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We'll keep that up right there. So really cool. And I mean, did you guys, was it, let's do 3, maybe do 4, or was it, how did that play out? Can I ask about that?
Yeah, so it was, let's do a cover that's got a little sexiness to it. We'll do a regular cover. And then Mariano did the cover, and I was like, this is great. I love it. And then we met this guy, Ben, and I was like, Ben, can you just throw something together? Just give me a couple sketches. Okay. And that one came up in the group of them, and I was like, oh, yeah, that needs to be done. Like, I was not having, there was no intention to do a third cover. It was, let's just take the ones we have, and we'll do the night, the day, clothes on, clothes off,
Right.
And so then it just turned into, all right, well, that one's just too good. We have to do it. So that's kind of how it came about. It was more just, I was just trying to test, and see what he could do. And that cover just looked so good.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yep. That is pretty sick. That is pretty
so
sick.
that was our first title that's released. Right now we have a title that the Kickstarter is live. It's still going. The Kickstarter ends on Sunday, November 16th is the end date. That title is called God is Hungry. Now the writer
I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to it, guys, right in the chat. So
do that. And then I'm gonna pull up God is Hungry.
Yeah. So the writer on that is Matt Tuck.
Okay.
The person that did the inks on that one and the pencils was Chase Cowan. Chase was the original artist on issue 1 of Marcus. So he worked with Beth Charlin, who also did the lettering. I think she did lettering and inks on this one. So it was Matt Tuck, Chase Cowan, and Elizabeth Charlin on God is Hungry. And that book it's basically set in the 1800s. It follows an African-American sharecropper family that is moving out west. They have a nonverbal autistic daughter that has prophetic visions. And there's a blood cult that murders the family so that they can kidnap the daughter to sacrifice her to their blood god. So
a nice family-friendly story.
Yes,
like
very family friendly. It is.
But a period piece, no less. A period piece.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very creepy. It's more of a thriller / horror type book. So if people want a thriller horror book, then that kind of goes there. We're trying to.
That would have been good for our Halloween show. That would have been a good. We'll have to bring that up next year for our Halloween show.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm too much of a chicken to probably even look at this.
Let me tell you, I'm not into the horror thing myself, but obviously I have to make sure I've read these things multiple times. And this story's really good. Like, I
mean, just even the stuff. I'm looking because I just put the link in the chat, guys. If you haven't seen it, for the Kickstarter, and just like the art alone is just incredible.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. And then this cover was done by Oliver Dallin, who's doing the interiors for Marcus right now.
Yeah.
He did this cover, and then Elizabeth colored it.
Yeah, and then Ben did I think Ben did this cover, which is the B cover.
I will tell you, Ben gave me a couple sketches when we asked him to do the B cover, and there is a cover that he sketched that I had him actually ink that we may move into another issue because it was so good, but it didn't fit really this storyline right now, but in another issue or two. So Ben's got another one coming up, I think, another cover for another issue. It's so good.
Yeah. Sweet. So look out for issue 2. There you go.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, this is great story. Then this is, we did some black and whites with these as well.
Yeah. So the icon that you see at the top, that's the mark of the god, the blood god. So there's sort of a little thing in the book that is somewhere on every page. You'll see that icon is somewhere hidden on all the pages. Sometimes you see it. It's very blatant.
I love that. I love that kind of stuff. Oh, it's so awesome.
There's so many in there, and they're all over the place. Some of them you can go, oh, there it is, and then other ones you're like, you really got to look.
Yeah,
dig for it. Yeah,
I love little hidden Easter eggs like that.
Yep. That was like that book that you highlight. The highlight books when we were kids. I mean, for me, I'm a product of the '80s, but the highlight books when you were kids, you'd see the image. Yeah, you have to find all the little things that were in it.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they went from highlights to I Spy. That's
right.
The age gap here, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did highlights too, but I had a stack of those I Spy books, so I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a nice addition to it, right? Like something else to interact with, right? You're looking for something else. So
go back, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of comic fans are really heavy into Easter eggs, so that's perfect.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so that's God is Hungry. Where that one, like I said, is going to end, and then that one, the official release date will be December 17th is the official release date.
Oh, cool. So just over a month. All right.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of us being able to print is we can do these black and white covers, and we print them ourselves, so it's like we don't have to worry about going to the printer and be like, I got to order 2,000 copies of a black and white that we may.
You guys can call your own ball here, really. Like you can, and you can space it out. Like I believe timing is everything. Over whether it's this or that. Like I said a few weeks ago, like everybody's gonna get sick of it in 3 or 4 months. But Mark Spears did a great blind bag when people kind of wanted it, or didn't know they wanted it, but threw it in with a theme and it sold like crazy. Now, when 4 or 5 more people do it in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, everyone's gonna be like, forget it now. But I think you can control the timing of when you bring things to market, which is brilliant, obviously, and a good strategy. So good for you guys. Again, buy your own print machine, make your own product.
And then the other cool thing was like when we were up at Terrificon, when we saw you guys, we gave you a full set of books because we printed those before we got there.
And then you gave them away.
Yeah.
We did. I mean, I always feel bad when people give us stuff because I'm like, I want this for myself, but as like what we do for them, I'm like, we have to give this away to someone that's gonna like, am I gonna enjoy it? Absolutely, but let's get it to someone else that is going to enjoy it, because then I can just go buy the book when you guys print it, and I'm happy to support that way. But there's been many times when someone's like, oh, I gave you guys that book. I'm like, I know, I gave it away.
Well, I knew you guys were going to give it away, but but it was one of those things where we released, God is Hungry. We released it we did a soft release up at Terrificon. So we were able to do that because we printed our own books.
Yeah,
so we were able to go up with a small amount and say, here you go. Here, check out this story because we think people are going to like it. And, now we've gotten a lot of positive feedback, about the book and everything. So,
nightmares I've heard is, when my brother Brett would print his books, and he would get the first case and they'd all be damaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, you're cutting out.
And the one thing we're doing that's probably a little different, we're going through a distribution company right now called Filbo Distribution. We are actually bagging and boarding all our books that are going there. So when
that's huge. That's huge.
It's so my comic shop. That's how I started. Again, I wasn't a comic book guy to begin with. So my thought was, well, I'm going to buy these books from Marvel, DC. I'm going to put them on the shelf. People are going to finger through them. They're going to slump over. They're going to start to get ruined. So let's stop the dead loss and let's just bag and board every book that comes in the store. And since the day I started, we bag and board every book that comes in the store. And now we're pretty much doing it with Dreamscape. It's like, I've got a good working relationship with BCW right now. We're working on some things. I can't really talk too much about it, but we are working on
maybe for the future. Maybe for the future.
That's who I buy my supplies from. I love it.
Yep. So bags and boards, we get at a decent price right now. So we're going to bag and board every book that goes out our door regardless. Because again, if it goes to the distribution center, he's not going to send out damages because it's not going to come damaged from us because it's bagged and boarded already and packed nice. And when he ships it to the store, it's going to be bagged and boarded. So and
barcoded.
Yes. And we're doing the barcodes. We're actually throwing them on the back of the bag and board so the stores don't have to take them out of the bag and board.
Yeah.
You guys just think of everything.
It's those little things.
No wonder why Justin's there every weekend.
Yeah. It's just those little things that we noticed as a store that I would like other publishers to do. So we're like, all right, we're going to just do those things because the cost isn't that ridiculous. So us printing our stuff makes it a little bit easier for us to do. But so that's what we're trying to be different and trying to do things differently.
Yeah, that's the fact that you guys, that's just a huge, I've been saying it for years. I mean, I've talked to my LCS I've talked to many people about this. I'm like, man, can you imagine you buy your bags and board stuff, but can you imagine you didn't have to worry about hey, whether it's just, cover A, cover B, or a ratio, God forbid, you got a 1 in 10 or 1 in 100, whatever it is. You're like, cool. I don't have to sweat about this coming in all ticked up or the corner crunch or something like that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then our final title that's coming out in December is called Tales of the Wretched. So that the writer Ryan Patrick Allen was a long-time customer of Jaff Comics,
and I coached him in soccer. So he's a younger guy. I coached him as a kid through, a couple of years of soccer when he was playing actually on the same team as my daughter when they got to that, U17 age where they mixed the two groups together again. So I coached him, and then he worked here at the store. And then basically the way that story came about, Ryan did 2 novels so far that are basically, this is going to be a prequel to his novels. So he's got 2 novels that he wrote. And I kept every time he'd come in, I'm like, Ryan, I want to make one of your novels into a 6-issue comic series. He's like, nah, I don't want to do it. I'm like, every time he'd come in, I'm like, come on, man, let's do something. Let's do the whole thing into a comic. And no, I don't want to do it. So the one day he was in, it was a Friday, and he says, I got something. He's like, give me till Monday. I was like, okay. Monday morning, I had a full script in my email. He wrote it over the weekend. Basically a prequel to his novels, and we're learning about this character that is
so the novels are there. The 2 novels, you can purchase them on our Dreamscape publishing website,
which I'm going to put into the chat for you guys right now.
So the 2 novels are about a young man who goes to the center of the pirate kingdom and finds out that he is the heir to the king of the pirates. So this comic series is going to be how that man became the king of the pirates. Cool. So it follows his story in becoming the pirate king. So the artwork is done by Justin Prokovich, and Elizabeth Charlin again does the inks and the lettering. And I can definitely say that this story is fantastic. The artwork is very, very good. People are really going to like this story. We have a landing page for Kickstarter that's up right now. The Kickstarter will go active on that one November 18th, Tuesday, November 18th.
Okay.
So as soon as God is Hungry ends, a couple days later, the Tales of the Wretched Kickstarter will activate live. So the cool thing is it's pirates. It's a great pirate story. We've got some fantastic things. We're doing coins. So you're going to be able to get laser etched coins for the pirate, the pirate coins. So that's going to be pretty cool.
That's why I love like a little like
the accessories, dude.
Yeah, there you go. That's word for it. There we go.
All about it, man. Yeah. Whether it's a QR code, whether it's this, whether it's the dog tags. I mean, please,
just cool stuff. I'm gonna backtrack for like 30 seconds in Bronville. That's why they're doing it right, because they're putting the barcode on the bag and board. You don't take the book out. Yep. That's the way to do it. They're doing it right.
That's right.
Yeah. But that's awesome. You guys got a whole slew of amazing stuff coming.
Yeah, and we have the ability to do the T-shirts, and we have the ability to do all kinds of other stuff. So we're trying to kind of incorporate all these pieces to everything we're doing as we're talking to these writers and artists. Like, hey, we need to take your art and let's put it in other mediums. So that's what we're kind of trying to do.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking about, because it's so recent in my mind, and I keep bringing it back to it, is the first time that Scott was on, and to think that you're now in the printing press mode, you're printing and marketing to this in only 700, I mean 2 years, you know what I mean, 720 days, if my math is right 720 days. That is amazing. When you look at what you in 720 days, you count, you take 30. Out holidays. Well, 730.
And I feel like we're taking it slow.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So
incredible.
Great to hear.
So then I'll throw out there the we've got a couple other things we're working on for next year as well. We have a couple creators that have books already basically done. They're just looking for a place to publish them through, and then work on the rest of the series. So I can't give out any more information other than we've got a guaranteed at least 3 new titles for next year minimum. 2 of them are already done. We're actually going to do a little bit of editing. Maybe one of the books was a lot of pages that we're going to kind of maybe break up into 2 separate books. So there's definitely, we've got a lot of stuff on the table right now, and we're really excited about getting some more books out there, and then making sure that we're moving on to the issue 2s and 3s on everything else we're working on.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us, man. I can't wait for the ride. I'm going to sit back and be the fanboy the whole way. I can't wait, That's amazing. So great things. We've touched on your titles, you guys. We talked, you're going to be at the Lehigh Valley Comic Show coming up soon, right?
Yep. Yeah. So December 6th, they do 2 shows a year. They do one small one that's at the community college, Lehigh Carbon Community College. And then this year they're doing a 2-day one in the summer because it's their 20th anniversary. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a much larger show. So we'll definitely, that's because it's local. We do a lot of stuff with them. We'll definitely have a presence there. The other one, I mean, we had a table at King Con show last year. We're hoping that we can get a table there for this year. So that's on March 7th. And then, like I said, the other one is the Comic-Con at Hollywood Casino, and that's at Friday and Saturday, March 27th and 28th, and that's in Hershey, like out towards Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Wow, I mean,
if you look up Hollywood Casino, you'll definitely see it there.
Justin will be in on that one, so
yeah, right, for sure.
It's at a casino that has, which I have to laugh. This is a funny story. My friends and I went out there once. And my wife and they have a racetrack. So there's horse racing. So we were there, we were walking through, and you get to see the horses before the race. So we were standing there, and this horse walks up and it nudged my wife. Yeah. And it nudged her again. And it was a black and white horse. His name was Joey's Dream. And our husky had just passed away, and his name was Joey. And my wife looked at me and she goes, "We're betting on that horse."
Yeah.
So we walk in. She threw a whole bunch of money down. doesn't that horse come in first place?
Swear to God.
Oh, she won a bunch of money, and she was like, it was our Joey giving us a gift.
Yes, again, divine intervention from a gambler standpoint. Again,
oh yeah,
I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, Chin, you know what? We might have to see if they would be interested in attending the 3 Men in the Basement comic book swap in May. You know,
you mean this thing right here that we do? May, was it 16th, 17th, 18th? What year is it? Days of this year? It's right there, May 16th. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll definitely be there. Last year, my son was graduating from college.
Yes,
so that's why I couldn't make it to that.
Yes, and you know what? And respectfully, that is when we talk about planning and you talk about when you want to do things. Right after Mother's Day, before Memorial Day, our conflict, to your point, is graduation. So I might not even be able to make it in 2 years to my own swap. I don't know whoever graduates then.
Anyway, like I'm going to have to run everything by myself. What a change.
Hey, what's different? What's different? Guys, I do want to show your web site off, though, your web page, Dream page.
Yeah.
Before
I threw it in the chat for everybody. I'm going to throw the link in there one more time for everybody there, and I'm going to share it very quickly here.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. All right. Let me go ahead.
Dreamscape.com. And we're still editing and changing and making things, easier. We're trying to build a wholesale side to the site right now. And we're adding titles. I actually added a section under our where our content is for our titles.
Okay. Yes, I was looking at that today.
Yeah. So I added just the other day. I was like, you know what? Doug needs a place to sell his, his isolation. So I was like, you know what? Let's throw it in there. So we made a whole column for friends of Dreamscape. So there's Doug's stuff. We're working with a couple other creators right now. I'm going to make sure it's okay with them, but we'll probably throw any other creators we do work with, for whatever capacity we do anything with them. If they want to put their books out on our site, we're going to throw them up there as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Chin, didn't we have, was it 3 years ago that Doug came with isolation and some of his artists?
Yeah, I was at the swap. Yep. We had a whole table. Yeah, I think he brought the whole crew with him.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that.
I got to tell you, I think that's the happiest I've ever seen Roger. He got a piece of art from them, and I don't think I've ever seen that man have that kind of emotion.
And he got to see the smartest man in comics in person and hang out with Doug.
Yeah.
So
was I think that was 3 years ago.
Yep.
And Lady Savage and God is Hungry both have videos in the in the section there right underneath the description. So there's a little link there.
Just click on one of them because I did look at this. This is pretty fun.
Oh, it's gonna go to another tab. It's not gonna show in the screen.
Forget it then.
It brings it right to a YouTube short, which is perfect.
Yeah. So definitely check those out. The God is Hungry one's a little creepy but fun at the same time. So, we
using updates.
Dave Sims promote our Lady Savage. We sent him a copy.
Yeah, that's Dave Sims from Cerebus loves the Marcus series and Lady Savage. So
very cool. I like you guys got a whole calendar here too. I like it.
Yep. So that'll be updated even more very shortly as we get our con schedule figured out for 26. All the dates will be in there when we're doing stuff. So
love it.
All right, story. I love it, guys. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So when you're watching this on a rewind, when you're done watching us, go check out this website. Spend a couple
it's right in the chat, guys. Right in there.
Spend some money. Why not?
And if you're a comic shop, reach out. We'd love to work with you and getting our books out. If you're a creator and you're looking for a home to get your story out or get your book printed or something like that, give us a call. We're happy to kind of show you the quality that we can provide. And like I said, we're creators, so we're trying to work with creators and be a safe home space for other creators to get their stories out.
Yep. The world needs that right now.
Let people get their dreams out.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool, guys. Just awesome, guys. The links in the chat. You guys saw some awesome stuff. If you're watching us on the rewind, go back, check it all out. Guys, can't thank you enough for coming on here. This is awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. This is a lot of fun.
And definitely thank you for, like I said, for all the support that you guys have given us. And everybody, it's a great community, and it just gets better when you have good people doing good things. So
no, this has been a lot of fun. And listen, this is not the last. I mean, we're gonna have another one. I'll get you guys on pretty soon after all these things, and we'd love to help spread the word out for You know what I mean? And listen, we're keeping it. We're just under an hour. Thank God my over talking didn't affect us. So I'm going to sign out on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement. I'm your host, Everett Otto. We've had a great time. Thank you to our special guests, Scott and John from Dreamscape Publishing, and Chinmo for running the show and keeping me on track. We don't have John, but Scott, what would you like to say?
I would like to say to all those Canadians, tighten up your toques. Have a good night.
All right, there we go. All right, TiVo, send us home.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. Thank you, everybody in live chat. And as always, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.